It is a day of unbelievable memories. The memories the kids of 16, 17, and 18-year-olds will carry with them for a lifetime. But these memories will only be great memories for one team, the team that wins the Class C state championship. Kalamazoo Christian knows that feeling. They're the defending state champs. And today they go against the upstart Ramblers of McBain. We welcome you back to East Lansing. John Keating with my partner this afternoon, Greg Kelser, as we continue our coverage of Championship Saturday. All right, it's tough enough being a teenager. What's going through the heads of these kids right now? How about, how fortunate we are to be here. After Thursday, both of these teams needed wire jobs to win. You had Kalamazoo Christian with the last-second shot to beat Detroit Rogers, and of course McBain needed overtime to get over Muskegon Heights. Kalamazoo Christian is very deep, and a couple of their key parts this year were key parts last year when they won it all. Well, first of all, Greg Moore has been solid all season, got 15 points in the win over Rogers. Jim Prinks, he turned it up a couple of notches. He had 26 points. That's 16, 17 points over his season average, including the game winner. McBain, another one of those teams that has that football sort of mentality, and in fact, the quarterback of the football team who led McBain to the state championship is their best basketball player, Andy Bronkema. You're going to love watching Andy Bronkema play. Just look at some of the things he's able to do. Beautiful crossover, the right-hand jumper. Here again, shaking, taking it off the dribble, and watch this. Finishes off the glass with the left hand. And he's good in transition, too. Here, out on the break, finishing with the left-hand layup. It's going to be very important for him to help his team, especially in the ball handling category today. He's going to have to score. But I think a good game from him gives McBain a solid shot at the upset. It would be an upset. Kalamazoo Christian in the last 5 years have been to the Breslin Center 4 times. They are the defending state champs. They'll try to make it back-to-back. McBain will have something to say about that. The Class C championship is next.
Hello, Rambler fans, and welcome to another McBain basketball game. We are going back in time to 2002, the state championship game. Up next is lineup, so we will send it to the Breslin Center for the lineups.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Michigan High School Athletic Association welcomes you to the Jack Breslin Student Event Center on the campus of Michigan State University for today's final game in the 2002 Class C Boys Basketball Tournament. The teams and athletes in today's competition are giving their best. They deserve the best from you fans as well. Remember that good sportsmanship brings out the best in all of us. And now let's meet the starting lineup for today's game between the Comets of Kalamazoo Christian and the Ramblers of McBain High School. For Kalamazoo Christian at forward, 6'3", senior, 25, Greg Muir. For McBain at forward, 6'4", senior, number 5, Andy Bronkema. For Kalamazoo Christian at forward, 6'2", senior, 31, Mike Hesslinger. For McBain at forward, 6'3", junior, 24, Andy Gildy. At center for Kalamazoo Christian, 41, 6'4", senior, Jim Brinks. For the Ramblers of McBain at center, 6'4", senior, 32, Dan Bazine. At guard for the Comets, 5'10", senior, 21, Steve Vanderploeg. For McBain at guard, 6'1", senior, number 12, Trent Mulder. For Kalamazoo Christian at guard, 6'2", junior, 33, Brett Jager. And for McBain at guard, 6'1", senior, number 25, Kyle Eisinger. Head coach, Kalamazoo Christian, Jerry Mastenbrook. Head coach, McBain, Bruce Koopman. Your officials today, Mike Dempsey, Harold Kobiak, and Danny Brown.
Well, for McBain, first time at the Breslin Center. Kalamazoo Christian has been here before. McBain being the underdog in this game, a good chance that they could be number one. McBain with a shot of redemption as the football team losing at the Silverdome for the state finals of football. McBain starting off with the basketball, a quick turnover though, headed to Kalamazoo Christian. That is something you really got to steer away from, is turnovers. You don't want a lot of them, or it could very well possibly cost the game for you. Damn Design with the block. Design trying to find someone to give it to, gets a quick throws it away, and that's 2 turnovers early in the game for the Ramblers. Ramblers in their white home uniforms, Kalamazoo Christian in their purple away uniforms. Bodies flying everywhere. Kyle Eisenga fumbling around with the ball, throws it out of bounds, but does get touched by Comet, and it'll be McBain basketball. Bronkema McBain running their offense. Andy Gildy trying a 3, does not get the 3 to fall. Kalamazoo taking it the other way. One thing you really got to do on the offensive side is have patience. Don't get too eager. It's got to go in the basket right away, because you gotta let it work. And that is one thing that McBain really knows how to do, is they know how to let the offense work. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll go to McBain off number 31, Mike Hesslinger. Andy Bronkema trying to find some space, drives down the middle, forces a shot. Bazine with the rebound, puts it back up. He'll get fouled. Shot does not fall, but Bazine will go to the line for free throws. Bazine going 2 for 2 from the line. Kalamazoo in the offense. Vanderplug getting called for the travel. You gotta keep your feet still. You can't let your feet shuffle around while you're changing direction. And that is exactly what Vanderplug did. Kalamazoo in a zone defense, forcing Kyle Eisenga to turn the ball over. A lot of turnovers for this Rambler defense. Well, both teams actually, both teams at 3 turnovers apiece. As Jim Brinks puts the bucket in, Kalamazoo up 4-2. Kalamazoo running in a 2-3 zone. Andy Bronkema still can't get a bucket. Jager going down the lane as Brett Jager going straight down the middle. He gets fouled. He will go to the line. Technical difficulties. Our video and audio just cut out. Video still cutting in and out. Now we're back. A little catch up. McBain 18, Kalamazoo 13, 7:26 left in the second. McBain really leading on the offensive boards, 9-0. Andy Bronkema driving down, penetrates inside, gets fouled, and Bronkema will go to the line. McBain only up 2, 7:10 left in the half. Bronkema can't get the first to go. Checking in for the Comets, number 53, Jeremy Treemstra. Bronkema makes one of two. Kalamazoo now taking it away. It is a 3-possession game. McBain now in his zone defense. Going down low. Miss bucket. Rebounded by the Ramblers. Ramblers really controlling the boards. Getting a lot of rebounds, a lot of second chances on the offense. Merplug to Heslinger. Heslinger misses. Trent Mulder well past the basket on the 3. McBain really getting kind of sloppy on their game, although keeping Kalamazoo to a 3-point lead. Vanderplug shoots a 3, no good, and there is a foul on Kalamazoo Christian. At the line, Andy Bronkema. 7 points, 2 for 7. McBain in a 1-1 situation. Lead gets stretched to 4. Andy Bronkema going 2 for 2, stretching the lead to 5 points. 5:45 left in the half. Kalamazoo running their offense. McBain really tightening up that D, switching back to a man-to-man offense. The difference between a zone offense and a man-to-man offense is man-to-man offense focuses more of people, and zone offense focuses more of the ball, and both defenses have their perks. As Andy Bronkema makes a bucket, 23-16. A great jump stop by Bronkema. Vanderplug trying to go somewhere. Kyle Eisenga in his way, and Eisenga will get called for a foul. Kalamazoo on the block. McBain with the rebound. That is Trent Mulder. McBain really playing real physical basketball underneath, fighting for every rebound that they could get, and they're really coming up successful with those rebounds. Bronkema to Kevin Boven. Boven launching a three. Rebounded by Andy Gildy. Gildy with the putback. And that stretches the lead to 9. Vanderplug driving. Andy Bronkema going for the charge. He is successful. And Vanderplug gets called for the foul. And Kalamazoo Christian timeout on the floor. Andy Bronkema, a real leader on this Rambler team, as he does anything he can to score for his team. But rebounds has really been the conversation for this Rambler team, as they are successful on the boards, getting 22 rebounds, 10 offensive rebounds. Boven just gets called for a travel. Kalamazoo applying pressure. Mulder trying to break the press, gets tripped up and gets fouled. Look at Brinks here, really backing down to Dan Bazine, trying to get inside. Very powerful. Brinks, there's a reason why he is one of the leaders on this Kalamazoo team, and a real star for this team in a way, because he will fight everything to get to that basket. Mulder going 1 for 2. Brinks with the missed alley-oop. Bang on the fast break, pulls it out, slowing it down, getting something set up. Bronkema to Bazine, now to Mulder. Back now to Bovin. Kalamazoo. And that is Andy Gildy deflecting the pass, fighting for the ball. And Mulder now on the other end of the floor. Bovin trying to get some space. Verplug gets called for the foul, really upping his intensity on the defense, but gotta be careful when you up your intensity, because if you get too much, they'll start calling you for a foul. And Bovin on the line. Bovin going 1 for 2. Vanderplug a 2-minute warning. Heslinger gets the shot, runs all the way down, almost getting the rebound. Vanderplug getting the rebound, going back to Heslinger. A McBain foul. Bazine trying to find somewhere to go. He finds Bovin, who finds Bronkema. Bronkema, spin move, drives, still no bucket. Ball hits Bazine and goes to a Kalamazoo player. Brinks on the other end, cutting the lead to 7. Bronkema. This Rambler offense has really been hasn't been calm, as they're just freelancing around trying to get something. The pressure from Kalamazoo is building. Kalamazoo adding pressure to McBain. McBain so far has been able to handle it, but lately they just been cracking under the pressure. McBain calling a timeout. Lead only 5 now. Mulder to Bronkema. Bronkema getting inside, feeling the contact, does not get up the bucket to drop. Under a minute to go in this first half. Kalamazoo running their offense. Bronkema with a quarterback throw down the court to Andy Gildy. Gildy getting fouled. The bucket does go in, stretching the lead to 7. He will get put on the line to add to that lead. Trent Mulder grabbing the ball from going outside. Bronkema, great court vision. He using his quarterback skills to throw the ball down the court to an open guy. Good court vision, seeing where his teammates are and to see who he can throw it to. Kalamazoo looking like they're going to run out the clock. Vanderploeg driving inside, fouled by Kyle Eisenga. Kalamazoo still trying to get inside. And that will be the end of the first half. And we send it to John Keating and Greg Keltzer for this halftime break. We'll see you after.
And in something of a surprise to everyone outside the boundaries of McBain, Michigan, the Ramblers lead the defending state champion Comets 30-22. 26-0 has gone Kalamazoo Christian this season. McBain 25-2. Obviously, they each deserve to be here. Let's go to Trevor Thompson, who's with the leading coach, Bruce Koopman. Bruce, Trevor?
John, thank you very much. They say he who controls the glass controls the game. And, Coach, you guys did it successfully in the first half. Why were you so successful?
Well, that's kind of been our bread and butter all year. We play good D and we crash on the boards. I didn't think we did a good job there in the first half, or the first part. But I thought we got there in the second quarter and we settled down.
They seem to come back a bit when they put their press on at the end. What are your thoughts on their press, and does that disturb your guards a bit?
Well, we just got to keep attacking the press. I think sometimes we try to look into it way too much. We just got to look, maybe go over top a little bit and keep attacking. They got in some foul trouble, and that's to our advantage.
Good luck in the second half. Thanks for stopping by, Coach. John, let's go back to you.
Bruce Koopman in his 13th season as the head basketball coach at McBain. His collection of football players who also happen to be basketball players, using that toughness to a 30-22 advantage over Kalamazoo Christian. Halftime coverage right after this. Not just athletes, they're student athletes, and the best students are about to be honored here in East Lansing. And let's rejoin public address announcer Eric Oforseth.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we direct your attention to center court, where Jack Roberts, Executive Director of the Michigan High School Athletic Association, and Larry Thomas, President of Farm Bureau Insurance, will make a very special presentation. The Michigan High School Athletic Association Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance, annually recognizes 24 of the state's top student athletes with $1,000 scholarships, one for each sport in which the association sponsors a postseason tournament. Additional information about the Scholar Athlete Award and this year's recipients can be found in your souvenir program. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we present the Scholar Athlete Award class of 2002. Jamie Fornetti, Kingsford, girls basketball. Armand Maharjarin, Saginaw Heritage, boys cross country. Angela Heiner, Monroe Jefferson, girls cross country. Timothy Kareem Corey, Cass City, football. Brian Hammer, Elk Rapids, boys golf. Jeffrey G. Schumer, North Farmington, boys soccer. Sarah Galwicks, Monroe St. Mary Catholic Central, girls swimming and diving. Ryan Darrell Kaminsky, Midland Bullock Creek, boys basketball. Laura Ribschlager, Houghton Lake, girls competitive cheer. Kim Lay, Muskegon, Reef Puffer, girls gymnastics. Matt Gotham, Ironwood, boys skiing. Nicole Murch, Grand Rapids Forest Hills Northern, girls skiing. Brian Murphy, Birmingham Brother Rice, boys swimming and diving. Matthew Harsha Strong, Novi, wrestling. Shane Duba, Grand Rapids West Catholic, baseball. Julie Pollock, Midland, girls golf. Kelly Hackney, Lansing Catholic Central, girls soccer. Haley Igowanjali, Monroe Jefferson softball. Charles Andrew Bassett II, Grand Haven, boys tennis. Ryan W. Gall, Livonia Churchill, boys track and field. Rachel Huey, Litchfield, girls track and field. Unable to attend today, Nareem Fatima Khan, Grand Rapids Forest Hills Central, girls tennis. Cameron Dingwall, Matatawan, hockey, and Susan McGoey, Grosse Pointe Woods University Liggett, girls volleyball. Congratulations to the recipients of the 2002 Scholar Athlete Award. And our thanks to Farm Bureau Insurance.
Well, all those kids have lots on their plate, juggling athletics with academics, and the kids from McBain know a little bit about that, as do the kids from Kalamazoo Christian. And at least here at halftime, McBain is the better basketball team. 30-22. Do the Ramblers lead the Comets? We'll continue in a moment. They need their stars to step up, and their best player, Andy Bronkema, has done that through the first half of the Class C championship game. If you're going to be a great player, you really have to play without much of a conscience, and that's what Andy Bronkema has done. He's forced some things, but he's the leading scorer at halftime.
Hey, McBain as a team hasn't had much of a conscience, but they've had some terrific offensive rebounding. But when you talk about Bronkema is the threat that he provides. He's a solid outside shooting just 3 of 11, but very dangerous nonetheless. Beautiful jump stop there off the window. He led the game with 11 points in that first half. He also pulled down 6 rebounds as McBain dominated the glass.
Well, this is all new stuff for McBain. As we've talked about a bit, they've never been at this elevation before. They've never played this deep into a basketball season. They had a pretty good sense that it was going to be a pretty good year for them, maybe internally. But around the state of Michigan, they were getting no respect whatsoever. They've been unranked all year, not even an honorable mention all season long, but that's nothing new. Their football team had the same lack of recognition, and they went to the state football championship game at the Silverdome. So the Rodney Dangerfields of high school athletics, at least thus far. It's 30-22 on behalf of the Ramblers over the Comets, and we'll continue on Fox Sports Net from East Lansing in just a moment. Championship game, and I know there's one number that jumps out at Greg Kelser.
There's no question about it. When you look at the stats, the one thing that has been the big difference is right here. Second chance points. 14 on 10 offensive rebounds for McBain. No second chance points right there for Kalamazoo Christian. Now here's the other thing to note. By being physical, McBain has been able to get to the free throw line a lot. They have knocked down 11 of 15 free throws in this game. So it doesn't matter that they're shooting just 28%. Their hustle elsewhere is keeping them in control.
Well, let's see what kind of brilliance Jerry Masterbrook will come up with in the second half. He's alongside Trevor Thompson. Trev.
John, thank you very much. Coach, each time I stuck my head in your huddle, your main concern was what was happening on the defensive glass. What did you do to address that at halftime?
Kept reminding them and going over the drills that we've done in practice, and it seemed like every time we did box out, the ball went the other way, and got a couple long ones, but they're very athletic, and give them a credit for that. They're making that kind of stuff happen. We just got to work a little harder.
Great luck in the second half. Thanks for stopping by, Coach. John, let's go back to you.
All right, Trevor, thank you. Andy Gildy is among the leading scorers for McBain. He has 6 at halftime. And McBain looking for their 26th win of the season that will get them the state title. Back in a moment. They've got a good deal of experience. Andy Brockema playing today in his 100th varsity game. It's not any big deal carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, he says.
It's real easy to be the star, be the, well, quote, star, or be the leader on the team, because when you ask them to respond to something, they do it. They don't look back in your face and say, why don't you do it? Why don't you play defense? They're like, no, you're right. We got to get going on D. We got to do this, and that makes it so easy.
Well, that's all a part of the team concept. You know, everybody understanding what their responsibilities are, pitching in and accepting that.
And sometimes you have to defer to the star, the best player on your basketball team, don't you? And not everybody can do that.
When it's time, usually at crunch time, those people that are expected to do the most want to step up and do it, and that's when you do defer. But I always admire guys who know that they're the star, but also trust their teammates, because you can't always do it by yourself.
McBain starting this second half with the ball. Mulder with an early bucket does not get either shot, the first one or the putback. Can't get either one to fall. Mulder now to Brockema. Brockema drives baseline, backs out, goes back to Mulder. Eisenga now to Brockema. Brockema can't hit the three. One thing, McBain only 3 for 12 on threes in the first half. Kalamazoo only taking 5 threes in the first half. Kalamazoo really did pound the ball in the first half. That's what's kind of kept this game close, is getting inside with all of those rebounds that McBain has been getting and the second chance points. Eisenga trying to find places to go, and he turns the ball over. And Mueller called for a travel. Kalamazoo applying pressure. Brockema breaks the press, pulls up from around the elbow area, misses shot. Jaeger with the three. Brockema driving down inside to the block, going up against Brinks. Does not get. Muir inside, bucket. Kalamazoo still with pressure. Brockema. Mulder slowing things down. A 1-point game. Kalamazoo still in the zone defense. Brockema 4-3. Stretching the lead to 4. Vanderplug. foul called on Muir. Mulder and Izinga in the backcourt. Bazine to Izinga. Izinga misses the bucket, and Bazine on the backside for the rebound. Ball around. Mulder and Bazine fighting with Brinks for the ball. Bazine, great placement on the backside to get that miss and put the ball back up. Bronkema with the rebound. Mulder getting doubled. Bronkema inside. Bronkema didn't have full control of the ball, dumps it inside. Jim Brinks called for the foul. David DeYoung checking in place of Brinks for the Comets. Bronkema drives, gets inside. Bazine with the rebound once again. Bazine on inside, getting those rebounds. Just moving people out of the way with his body. Bazine finding someone to go to. Throws up court to Andy Bronkema. Bronkema drives down the middle. A little strong for the layup. .336 left in the third quarter. A timeout. McBain really controlling. I keep going back to those rebounds because they are phenomenal on the boards. Kalamazoo Christian wearing tube socks as a playoff tradition. That's kind of what they do. Jaeger with the long three hits the rim. Bazine almost touching it. Bronkema getting double teamed. Bronkema inside to Bazine. Bazine going up with it. And Bazine with the bucket. The lead is now 10 late in the third. Kalamazoo Christian still can't get anything. Izinga, long two. Andy Gildy trying to save it. It will get called out of bounds, and Andy Gildy will go flying off the court into David DeYoung being helped to the sideline. Looks like a foot injury of some kind. Refs conversating, figuring out a substitution, to my understanding. And it looks like they got it all figured out. 2:31 left in the third. McBain up 10. McBain with another rebound. That's Bronkema getting doubled. Bazine walking down into the paint does not get the bucket to go, and the Comets will take it the other way. It was Scott Vandermeer. McBain breaks a press. Eisenga saves the ball. Mulder up top. Mulder slowing it down. Kalamazoo still in the zone defense. Bronkema on the far side. Drives baseline. Goes to Gildy. Mulder launches a three. Bronkema with the rebound and the putback. And that's Andy Bronkema for two. McBain 14 to 3 on rebounds as the 20 second chance points to 0. Refs calling a travel on Brett Jager. Took him a little bit to decide if they had the same idea. Ball bobbling around. And Bronkema, after pulling down the rebound, gets the bucket. McBain sticking with a man-to-man defense. Bazine walling up. Doesn't matter. Mulder drilling through traffic. Finds Gildy. Brinks with the block. They call a jump ball. Brinks really got off easy on that one with not getting the foul on that one. Mulder on the near side, slowing things down, getting something set up. Brakema does not get the 3 to go, trying to shoot over top of the defense. No good on the quarter-ending bucket. McBain up. Dan Bazine really underneath on the boards. 43-31. Dan Bazine really powerful underneath the glass, dominating the rebounds. I keep going back to the rebounds because McBain is just so dominant on the rebounds. And Dan Bazine has really been part of it, really finding the right spots to grab the ball, put it back up, or grab the ball and get it to the other end of the floor. 9 rebounds, 14 points for Dan Bazine. Dan Bazine is a powerhouse. One quarter left to go. Kalamazoo Christian down 12. Ball goes out of bounds. It will stay with Kalamazoo. Deflected by Andy Brakema. Foul called. Sending Heslinga to the line. Does not make the second one. Does not make the first free throw. Bazine with the rebound. Andy Brakema trying to find some space, trying to get closer to the basket. He finally just goes up with it, gets fouled. Brakema will go to the line. Dave DeYoung with a bag of ice on his foot. Brakema. And it's stolen. Jager takes the ball from Andy Brakema, pulls it up to Vanderplug, and Mulder flying down the court, preventing Vanderplug from getting the easy layup. Muir inside, bucket doesn't go. Eisenga with the rebound, flying down the court. Eisenga can't get the layup to go. Steve Vanderplug getting fouled. Comets down 12. And that's Muir missing. Mulder drives down the middle. Floater. More of a layup than a floater, but Mulder going down the middle. gets the bucket, stretching the lead to 14. Brinks with a successful alley-oop. Ball knocked out of bounds by Jaeger. And McBain will keep the ball. Brinks finally getting that alley-oop. Kalamazoo applying pressure. Bronkema to Izinga. Izinga down inside to Gildy. Andy Gildy in the corner decides that he wants to jump inside to the block. Izinga sees that, just drop it off to Gildy, and Gildy puts it in. Mulder to Izinga, and another layup for McBain. Timeout, Kalamazoo Christian. Great transitions for McBain. They get the ball back and they run the floor, finding the open teammates. Just great transition for the Ramblers. (33-49). Coach Coatman.
People forget we got beat on a last-second 60-foot pass that went in. That otherwise we may have been here last year. So this isn't no Cinderella thing for us. We worked our butts off starting in the summer and poured it on every game, and just we don't quit. We won't quit.
That was Bruce Coatman. Coatman saying that they just playing with a chip on their shoulder, I guess. Ball out of bounds. It'll go to the Ramblers. Bronkema breaks the pressure easily. Jump shot doesn't go. Kalamazoo. Vanderplug with the layup. Mulder crosses up Jaeger. Jaeger pokes the ball away. Mulder jumps on the ball and calls timeout before the jump ball. (49-35). Smart play from Mulder. Instead of losing the possession through the jump ball, call a timeout so that you still have that possession. Mulder in the backcourt. Goes to Bronkema, now to Izinga. Izinga back to Bronkema, but it's taken away by Kalamazoo. Christian. Vanderplug with the move, does not get the layup. Muir gets the putback. Kalamazoo Christian with the foul. Izinga to Mulder. Mulder in the backcourt. Bringing the ball up slow. Goes to Bronkma. Vanderplug over Bronkma with the ball. Vanderplug and Brinks with the putback. Kalamazoo Christian kind of dancing around the paint with the ball, finding somewhere to go to get a bucket in. Izinga to Mulder. Mulder trapped at midcourt. Mulder taking a timeout before they can call the jump ball once again. McBain really, the game has been really going McBain's way, and that's all to their rebounding and their transitions. McBain has control of the glass with Dan Bazine underneath the basket. Really moving people with his body to get that ball. Everyone underneath the glass will fight for that basketball, and they will do anything it takes to get the ball and either put it back up and get to the line if fouled, or put it back up or get the ball and get to the other end of the court for a fast break. And that coins into the transition as sideline reporter Trevor Thompson. Mulder. Gildy with the three. Mulder with the rebound, called for a travel. And they give the ball back to Kalamazoo. 10-point lead. 3:17 left. Vanderplug with the layup. Kalamazoo now applying heavy pressure. Bronkma getting a little out of control with the ball, gets called for a travel. Now only an 8-point game. Izinga with the steal. Vanderplug with the foul. And 16 fouls on the Comets. Next team foul will put McBain in the 1-and-1 bonus. Mulder. Mulder throwing the ball away to Kalamazoo Christian. Vandermeer with the 3, no good. Gildy with the rebound. And Hesslinger with the foul, sending Andy Gildy to the line. Gildy with the first, and because of the 1-on-1 situation, he will get another one. Andy Gildy goes 1 for 2. Dan Bazine with the foul. McBain now applying pressure. Eisinga up against Vanderploeg. Jaeger back to Vanderploeg. Vanderploeg missing the 3. McBain gets it. Gildy with the rebound. Eisinga with the ball. Bronkema goes to Mulder. Mulder slows things up. Ball comes loose by Hessling, poked out by Hesslinger, and both Bronkema and Mulder jump for it. Kalamazoo with substitutions. Andy Bronkema dumping it off to Dan Bazine. That's 53. Jeremy Dreamstra fouling Dan Bazine. The Ramblers have been amazing on the glass with second chance points, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. They have really controlled it this whole entire game. Andy Gildy working inside, trying to get anything to go in, but nothing will fall. Kalamazoo Christian down 9. Brinks with the mid-range jumper cuts the lead to 7. 135. Timeout was called.
I always want the ball. Everybody wants the ball. Scorers want the ball, but late in the game, we look to do the same thing we do early in the game. Maybe slow it down a little bit, take some more time off the clock, but we got a game plan, and we try to stick to it the whole game.
It was Andy Bronkema. It's really a real leader for this team. He is part of the captain, but he is a real leader. And Kalamazoo has started to resort to fouling, sending Bronkema to the line. Brockema in a 1-and-1 situation makes the first. Brockema goes 1 for 2. Vanderplug. Not Vanderplug with the missed 3. Gildy with the rebound quickly throws it to Eisinga. Eisinga trying to get away, gets fouled, and Eisinga will go to the line. Eisinga makes the first. Gets both, or goes 1 for 2. Jaeger can't hit the 3. Bazine with the rebound. And Brinks with the foul, sending Bazine to the line. Bazine going 1 for 2. Coach Coatman taking a timeout for the Ramblers. 1:09 left. Ramblers lead by 10. McBain on the free throws, only going 1 for 2 most of the time. Going 1 for 2 most of the time. Not helpful if you're gonna close out this game. You need more than just going 1 for 2 each time you go to the line. Bain applying pressure to Kalamazoo. Jaeger goes to, there's Vandermeer, nope, there's Muir, then missing the 3, and there's Vandermeer right there to pick up the slack and get the putback. 55 seconds left. McBain up 9. Nope. Up 8. McBain is up 8. Kalamazoo applying pressure to McBain. McBain running a press break. Mulder running around with the ball. 51 seconds left. Mulder at the line. Mulder making the first. And Mulder going 2 for 2. And just like I said, going one for 2 each trip at the line is not going to help you gain some ground. And that's exactly what Mulder does, is he gets 2 for 2 and he'll gain a little bit of ground. McBain up 10 with 36 seconds left. Mulder trying to ricochet it off of Jager's leg, goes to Bronkema. Bronkema gets fouled, and Bronkema will go to the line. 32 seconds left. Bronkema at the line. Makes the first. And Bronkema makes the second, leads by 12, 32 seconds. Not much Kalamazoo Christian can do left with 32 seconds, down 12. Timeout called.
Every time we go in the locker room, the first two things we talk about, defense and rebounding. And the first thing we say out of the huddle, that's all I say in the huddle. It starts on D, starts with rebound, and then we'll fast break, and then we'll execute offensively. And we play a lot of different styles. We'll get right up in your face and play man-to-man like we did at the end. We'll play some zone. We'll play some box and one. We'll mix it up, and we'll do whatever we think we have to do to win the ball game.
32 seconds left in this game. McBain up 57-45. Kalamazoo both teams clearing their bench. Is number 15, David Van Slambrook. Missing the first. 14 seconds left. Now 7 seconds left. Kalamazoo basketball. And that is it. McBain winning their first state championship. And we send it to John Keating and Greg Kelser for the game recap and awards presentation.
It's something of a surprise, at least in other places other than McBain. These kids didn't believe those who told them that it was Kalamazoo Christian's tournament to win. That they were a pretty good football team that had found some basketball success.
Today was their reprieve. They said that they felt when they got to the Silverdome in that championship game that maybe they were just happy to be there and didn't come with enough to win that game, losing 26-8 to Schoolcraft. But today, with a second chance and plenty of second chances off the offensive glass, they got it done.
Lessons learned in the fall, pay off big in the springtime. And we rejoin Trevor Thompson.
Thank you very much, John. Dan, this game was won on the glass, and you were a big, big part of that. Talk about just how physical it was under there and how you guys dominated the window.
Yeah, they did a great job boxing out, but we tried to slip our legs in there and box them out even better. But it was a real great game, great team. I feel we did win it on the glass.
You weren't able to win the state championship in football, but here in basketball, you guys come away champs. How does it feel to get over the top?
Oh, man. I just didn't want to get that runner-up trophy again.
Greg Kelser made the comment, you guys aren't football players who play basketball. Now that you're state champs, you're basketball players who play football. What do you think of that?
That's hits it right on the head.
Congratulations. Thanks a lot, Dan. John, back to you.
Well, in fact, this is Dan Bazine's final basketball game, or his final organized basketball game, or so we believe, because he is heading to Central Michigan to play football. It'll be a Chippewa on the gridiron, but he was the basketball hero this afternoon, and he's why McBain has won the Class C title. Back in just a moment. You waiting to see, you got to see this. Well, you got to see it in just a matter of moments. We'll join that in progress, but we want to show you a bit of the final ceremonies here involving the Class C trophy presentation. Kalamazoo Christian on the wrong end this year. Very, very disappointed faces among the Comets. The defending state champs go home as runners-up. And let's listen in. We rejoin Eric Oforseth, the public address announcer.
Number 10, Gavin Reinick. Number 20, Pete DeCam. 22, Blake Wiltshire. 30, Travis Naderhood. Number 34, Luke Bronkema. Number 40, Ryan Westrop. Number 5, Andy Bronkema. Number 12, Trent Mulder. 24, Andy Gildy. 25, Kyle Izinga. And 32, Dan Bazine. And accepting the championship trophy, Coach Bruce Putman. Congratulations to the Ramblers of McBain, the 2002 Class C boys basketball champions.
Well, that is raw emotion. People told them all season long that they couldn't do it, but they did. And congratulations to the state champs, the Ramblers of McBain. Not ranked all season long, not ranked through the playoff process. Perhaps now they'll be ranked. They've got the trophy.
They made a lot of people stand up and take notice, including a team that came in undefeated, 26-0, 34-0 going back to last season. But they seized control of this game early, and they never let it go. Give them credit.
It has been great fun. Thanks for carrying me, big man.
My pleasure.
Our next game is the Class A final between Pontiac Northern and Detroit Redford, coming up at 4 p.m. For Greg Kelser and Trevor Thompson, I'm John Keating saying so long from the Breslin Center in East Lansing with a final score in the Class C championship game. The McBain Ramblers 57, the Kalamazoo Christian Comets 48. You've been watching high school basketball on Fox Sports Net, where you'll see the Detroit Sports Report tonight at 10. Now stay tuned for You Gotta See This. It's coming up next. What a day it's been in East Lansing. The McBain Ramblers, the best in the state as far as Class C is concerned. We'll see you back here later this afternoon. Thanks for watching so long from the Breslin.